Hello and good morning from Bali. I am in my little, well, not little, it's quite an expansive, beautiful villa here in Sanur, Bali. The New Paradigm Project retreat finished up yesterday, and I was just sitting here reflecting, just actually finishing a call with my own mentor and mastermind group, talking about everything that has transpired here. And I wanted to just quickly come on. I have yoga in a few minutes, but I wanted to just come on and quickly share just some of the insights, the transformation that happened. And I'm going to be talking a lot more about this in the coming weeks, but the last week, it has been incredible to see the expansion and growth that has happened in these amazing business owners, but mostly more so just these amazing humans that have made this trek to Bali. Some of them overcoming really just lots of potential blocks in order to actually be the person who gets here as well. So, I would say in myself, this last year, I have the growth within myself, the things that I've overcome. It's been a challenging year in so many ways. And, I've really stepped into an expanded version of myself. And, I do believe our relationships are a reflection. So for me, the growth that I've been seeing in my clients throughout the year, but especially in this last week, is just a reflection back to me too of this is what happens. You vibrate that out into the collective when you yourself are continuing to do that work. So when you're not seeing the results in your clients, it's oftentimes because you're not seeing them within your own life. You're not expanding yourself. You're not choosing to go into the discomfort of leaving your comfort zone, because expansion, it is not easy. The last few weeks of my life, the things that I've had to overcome just being here in Bali, both on a bigger scale as well as like those small logistical things, and who I've had to become to hold that space, is just being mirrored back to me in the expansions that I'm seeing in these amazing people, and say people who have amazing, successful people, like healers who literally have helped people to like cure their cancer and do like amazing things, but yet still struggled to really, speak, to put themselves out there in a way that really shares their genius, to get in front of the camera and express themselves. Getting in front of camera and allowing it to be easy, getting on a microphone, singing karaoke and sharing their voice in front of other people, overcoming things that they've held on to for like 10 plus years that have held them back from really expanding into their full capacity and sharing their soul's gifts. Because the group of people that were here this week, they weren't new business owners. These are people that have had a lot of success. But the thing is you can have a lot of success in your business. You can make money, some of you can do all of those things, but it can still feel like you're not really truly sharing those gifts out to the world. So I think the biggest expansions that I've seen at a high level, because again, I just have a few minutes here, now there's someone behind me again. It's not just about making money. It's not just about having the right strategies. And I talk about this, and that's why, what's worked in the past, where it's like, you have to market yourself this way. You have to do this way. The strategies, the systems that you've had to grow your business are no longer feeling aligned or working for you. It's why it feels harder, why, the ease and flow that you want in your business and in your day-to-day life is no longer, or maybe it never was there, but in order to really expand out into the version of you that has the ease, that has the flow, that has the life you want, that is here to truly share your soul's gifts, she's not, he or she, because it's not just about the she, they're not continuing to play small. And that's been, I think, the biggest key thing is every single one of these people has overcome something, like so many things, and transformed and claimed a new identity for themselves and committed to claiming that, even though it's not been simple. And many of them stretched themselves so far out of their comfort zone just in the way that they were sharing and the way that they were showing up, in just the things that they were trying and doing throughout this experience. And that is just, when you're able to continue that out into the normal life outside of the retreat as well, which I have no doubt they will, that is what then brings in, that magnetizes the ease, that magnetizes the flow. That's when clients and things fall into your lap. That's when the money comes without forcing, without pushing. But it's actually becoming the person who allows that to happen, and who, I always like to say, success happens at the edge of your comfort zone, and that is exactly what it is, because the more you choose to stay in that, the more you decide that where you are is comfortable and you don't want to stretch beyond that, the more you're going to hold yourself back. And I know that I've done that with money and with travel, with investing in myself, and I've had to overcome a lot of that. And it's, again, just reflected back to me in these humans, just how far I've come, but also how far they're coming, and with the work that they're doing to themselves. And like I said, some of them, a few days before this retreat started, it still hadn't even booked their ticket, but they wanted to be the person on the other side of that, the person who made it happen, and they chose that for themselves because of the expansion that happened in the work that we did in the Mastermind pre-retreat, so that they could become the person, and things just started to fall into place. When you show up as the person who has the thing that you want already, that is when it starts to come and magnetize towards you. And that starts with the ease, the flow, all of it that you want in your relationships, in your business, in your finances, in your health. It doesn't happen by sticking with where you are, by doing the things that you're doing right now. It's stretching yourself to expand out into the version of you that that already exists, because if he didn't, you wouldn't be able to conceptualize that. But expanding out into that right now. And that's why, a few of these people have actually already signed up for next year's retreat, which I don't even have the dates for yet, because they are that certain, which I will have the dates very, very soon. But they've already stretched into that version of themselves, the version of themselves who does come to Bali every year if they want to, who does invest in retreats, who does invest themselves and makes it happen. Because if you can't stretch yourself to conceptualize that, to believe that, to actually step into that, you will stay. You will stay where you are. And I can tell you from my own experience, and from seeing that, and so many other people, but also in seeing how these amazing people that have been a part of this have just expanded, and all of them in the last 5 months in this mastermind. But it's been like the quantum leap the last week, because the growth that's happened in the last 5 months is also amazing, and I don't want to discount that, because this has been a 6-month program. But what's happened in the last week is next level. And I am opening up some spots to get in on next year's experience as well, because I do prefer to keep these groups small. There is a very limited amount of positions, spots available in this program. So if you would like to join the new paradigm, because this is a new paradigm for life, for success, for being in all areas of your life, please just message me. We'll have a conversation. But you'll know if this retreat, if this experience, if the new paradigm is for you. But your new paradigm it begins with you making the choice to step into something different and to be that next level. So I will be back with more and talk to you soon.